but that's
he don't fit it. Either way it goes.
He did fit it.
Who averaged? Draymond averaged triple-double?
No, it wasn't.
He ain't averaged near a triple-double.
Bro, it wasn't a triple-double.
So what are y'all saying then? I'm confused.
If you stop talking, we can just say it.
I'm confused. You said it's a triple-double stat.
You're confused.
I'm not. Because he don't fit the stat.
Okay.
Yo, what's the word, man?
Yo, hold up. What's going on, man? ARENAS is back at it again. And this time, it's him and Kenyon going at it. And y'all already know how both of them get down when it comes to arguing. GIL'S is moving like he's the walking basketball encyclopedia. And Kenyon, he's coming in with that OG energy, ready to push back every time. You already know he gets loud and talks right over people when he's fired up. But I'm not about to drag this out. Let's get straight into the discussion. But before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything.
But you don't have to lead the league in scoring and to be considered a two-way guy.
No.
A top 5 NBA scorer and you still locking shit down and you putting up a dub a night, you're considered a two-way player.
No, that's what we walked it down to.
No, that's what
we walked it down to the Clays and stuff.
That's what it is.
When we said two ways back in the 90s, it was the top scorers that defended.
Who? Give me
Kareem, everyone you can name back in the 90s.
Shot, but he wasn't considered a lockdown. We didn't consider Kareem a two-way player. He played the 5. Blocks, they don't go.
He wasn't the first team all-defensive player?
But he's a 5. He ain't locking shit down.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
He ain't locked. He led the league in steals.
A 5.
I would put Hakeem in that. He led the league in steals and blocks, yes.
It's the same thing.
But I'm not going to put Kareem in that category. I'm going to put Clay in that category.
But you're putting Wemby in that category, right?
How's that again?
Scottie Pippen.
I'll put him in that category.
Yeah, see, Scottie Pippen, yeah.
I'll put him in that category.
That's the lower
tier. But he's not leading lower tier. What the fuck is about Scottie's lower tier?
As a two-way?
What about Scottie Pippen being a 6-time champion and an Olympian and being a lockdown defender and being able to score is lower tier?
A lockdown defender.
What's the lower tier about it?
Able to score.
What's the lower tier about it?
On offense.
On offense.
Yeah. How?
You're averaging 21.
What is lower tier about that? Who besides Jordan was averaging 30 consistently?
Kobe.
You named before then. You named Kareem. You named Kareem. You named guys before these new guys. So
all the guys.
But you named the 90s. You said 90s. So consider two-way guys?
When they came up with the idea, when they started using the word two-way, it was scores, high-level scores that defended their ass off too.
Who makes it so? Is Ron Artest considered a lower tier?
Score on offense.
He's a two-way player.
For sure.
And that's what I'm saying.
He's a two-way player. And there's no distinction. Like I'm not I'm not putting. Like I'm not.
Yeah, I know.
I know what he's saying.
So yeah, I actually went and did my homework and listened to this. Gil is right about that whole two-way player label. It was really created to separate the elite guys from the role player specialists. When people say two-way players, they're talking about names like MJ, Kobe, LeBron, Kawhi, and that's exactly why the lower tier guys get labeled as 3 and D now. Players like Drew Holiday, Patrick Beverley, and Jaden McDaniels fall into that category. Now, when it comes to Scottie Pippen, hold up, he definitely had about 4 seasons in his 17-year career where he averaged 20 or more. And in those other years, he was still right there close to that mark while locking guys up defensively. So me personally, yeah, I'm putting him in that two-way player conversation.
I hear him, but I don't agree with saying that guys like Clay and other guys that average 22, 23 and can lock down are lower tier at anything. Because it ain't easy to average 23, 24 in this league. You act like it is. It's not.
Andre Iguodala was
on the same level as Paul George as a two-way player?
Yeah.
Paul George is a two-way player.
Paul George is a two-way player,
yeah.
Andre Iguodala.
So I know, but are they on the same level? Like Paul George as an offensive player.
He had a chance to be number one. He was a number one, right?
Right.
Has Clay ever been a number one?
No.
So that's my point. If Clay was ever put in a position to be number one, I think he would be.
Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday. I know, but that's a high number.
But my thing
that's elite. That's where Paul George. That's where
if Clay had the opportunity to be a number one, right, and everything ran through him,
it would be on the same level as Paul
George. He would.
Yes. But just because the guy that they have an MVP candidate in Steph, who's the number one, I'm still elite at what I do on both sides of the ball.
No, you are, but you're not on that level.
Yes, he
Paul
is.
George. No, you're not.
Yes, he is.
Because you can't score
He's locking
like
down the same defense. Yes, he is.
You're not. You can't score like me.
Yes, I can. I just don't have the opportunity to because we run the plays for the other guy.
You can't. You can't score.
Yes,
That can't
I
be.
can. I just have. Who can't?
That can't be.
Why not?
Because it doesn't make sense. Because Paul George is up here on offense and defense, and you're down here on offense. So how's that?
How is he down where?
Because you're scoring. You're not on the same level as me.
Yes,
as a
I
scorer.
am.
I'm on the MVP level. Paul.
Yes, so you take no distinction that Steph Curry plays on the same
That's not
team
my
with this
problem.
guy.
We're just
I'm
talking
asking.
Now here we go with the ifs, and you already know how that goes. If were a fifth, everybody would be drunk. And let's be real, there's no way you can put Paul George and Klay Thompson on the same level offensively. It's not even a debate. Kenyon kind of hurt his own argument when he brought up Steph, let's be honest, because Steph made Klay's job way easier. Hold up. Can you even name a shooting guard who doesn't handle the ball, doesn't bring it up, and doesn't initiate the offense? That's because Klay was heavily dependent on Steph and Draymond to create those looks. So me personally, I'm looking at Klay more as a 3-and-D guy. Now don't get it twisted, he can get hot quick, and he can definitely score. I'm not taking that away from him at all. He can absolutely get buckets. But most of his game is catch and shoot. That's just the reality. I mean, the man dropped 60 points with like 11 dribbles. That tells you everything. So nah, I'm not putting him in that true two-way category. He's an elite 3-and-D wing, one of the best at that role.
This is what two-way happened. This is what happened in two-way. You remember the stat of before or when Russell hit the triple-double year? It was 3 people in the category. It was Oscar Robinson, averaging 30-something and something, 11. LeBron James, where it was 29, 8, and 7. And then it was
what are you talking
Westbrook, right? That was 30, 11, and 11. And then
what goalpost you moving now?
And then they moved the goalpost for Draymond Green, 11 and 7. And they said, what did they say?
Nobody put Draymond in no
These 4 players are the only people in history to do this. Now you have 3 people who's averaging 29, 9, and 8. And then they put this mediocre stat to say you're part of it.
He's not.
That's the same.
He's not.
No, but he was.
He's not.
Because they moved it
My
down.
eyes don't lie to me.
Okay, but you're not even listening to what I'm saying.
Because it's irrelevant.
Can you read the stat? No, because two-way players was these high-level scorers that made number 1 defense.
I'm never going to put Draymond in that category.
They lowered it down for everyone to be controlled a two-way player.
Brandon, would you ever consider Draymond in that category?
What category? You don't even
That you just mentioned with Oscar Robinson, LeBron James, and Russell Westbrook.
Can you read him so he understands?
I'm trying to find him.
As a two-way player.
No, there wasn't a two-way player.
Why did you bring it up then? So why do you bring it up then?
I was showing you an example.
What example of what?
How they watered down a stat.
What stat?
Try it again.
What stat?
The closest person to triple doubles, they averaged.
What stat is
one average 30, 11, and 9.
Okay, that's Oscar.
The second one, 30, 11, 11.
Okay.
The next one is LeBron James, 29, 7, and 8, whatever it was. And then
who is they?
Whoever does the stats.
So
and then
multiple people do
and then
stats.
Draymond Green.
A lot of people do
and
stats.
And then Draymond Green averaged what? It was like 14, 15, 8, and 9. So the stat went from averaging 30 all the way down to Draymond Green's stat. Please don't do the faces.
Stay here. You gotta stay. Let's stay with two-way players. Let's stay with two-way players, man.
Because I think he lives in
two-way players. Let's stay with two-way players.
14, 10, and 7. He averaged 14, 10, and 7 in the
14.
15 and 16 season.
Okay, so what did they do with the original?
Who is they? Is what I'm trying to get.
What did they do with the original stat to fit him in there?
Who is they, Gil?
So the stat was.
Tell me who they is.
If the stat.
I heard all that. Tell me who they is.
If the stat was 30, if the stat was 30, 10, and 7, they moved.
Who is they? You keep saying they.
They moved the stat all the way down to Draymond
Who is they, Gil? You keep saying they. Who is
if you
they?
stop interrupting,
I heard everything you said, Gil.
No, you're not. You think
I've heard everything you said. They dumbed the stat down to put Draymond in it.
Let me finish it.
They dumbed the stat down to put Draymond in it.
Can I finish it?
Is that not the basis of it?
Can I just finish the point?
You did.
And then you can go.
They dumbed the stat down to put Draymond in it, right?
Okay.
Cool. And I asked who is they?
Media.
What media? Everybody does stats.
Media did the stat.
What media, Gil?
Any media, dog.
Any media can do a
just to
stat
make
that you
a
go
stat.
with. Any media, so
But it's a triple-double stat, though, Gil. So
It was a
10 and
triple-
10, I'm just saying.
No,
10,
but
10,
that's
10,
what-
he don't fit it. Either way it
don't
goes.
fit.
He did fit it.
Who averaged Draymond average triple double?
Yeah, average
No, it
triple
wasn't.
He ain't average near a triple double.
Bro, it wasn't a triple-double.
So what are y'all saying then? I'm confused.
If you stop talking, we
I'm
can just
confused.
say it.
I'm confused. You said it's a
So,
triple double
how about this?
stat.
You're confused.
Man, hold up. I'm confused just listening to this. He said, I'm confused, then turned around and said, I ain't confused. At this point, he doesn't even know how he feels. But one thing they do know how to do is put on a show and keep it entertaining. These two sound like uncles in the barbershop going back and forth, and it's getting close to closing time. Now, I'm personally siding with Kenyon on this one. I don't know what stats or what media Gil was watching to call Draymond a two-way player while being unsure about Scottie and Clay. There's just no way Draymond qualifies as a true two-way player. To me, he's more of an all-around guy with limited scoring. But at the same time, he's always flirting with a triple-double. You're looking at something like 15 points, 10 boards, 10 assists on a good night. That said, I feel like the league really needs more true two-way players right now. There are way too many specialists in today's game. You got players who only shoot threes. You got players who are only out there to rebound. You've got players who are strictly there for defense. These guys need to round out their game and tighten up their skill sets. But I'm going to leave it right there. Let me know in the comments who you agree with. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch y'all in the next video. Peace.